What's up, guys? Back with me is here with The Foster, Season 5, Episode 4, Too Fast, Too Furious. Okay, so this episode starts off with Mariana walking to school one day when Emma's like, "Hey, I heard Mariana's like, great award you got there for engineering," and she's like, "You crashed our drone." Drew said you crashed our drone in a tree. And she's like, it's a temporary brand. And she's like, we'll continue doing steam off campus. We'll tell you when and where. Not. And yeah, not great, Mariana. Anyway, yeah, so we see AJ and Dawn kissing. And Brandon's like, hey, he cheated on you. And she's like, it's her fault. And he's like, no, it's not. She's like, she always makes things harder for herself. And he's like, AJ's coming this way. Do you want me to come talk to you or be with you? And she's like, no. And AJ just comes over and said, hey, Georgia confessed. That's great. And she's like, yeah, but I gotta get to class. See ya. So anyway, yeah. So yeah. So anyway, at the doctor's office, we see Jesus, Lena, and Steph all talk, and Jesus tells him about when he heard Lena saying that she was afraid of him, she was afraid of him, and Lena's like, no, she didn't mean like that, but Lena, you basically said you're afraid of him, so how can you say you're not mean like that? So he's like, maybe we can get you back on your man, and he's like, sweet. So yeah, so he's like, so they're like, so the doctor's like, they're like, we just want his back, and he's like, no amount of meds will bring your normal Jesus back to who he used to be. So yeah, so anyway, at dirty practice, we see Mariana show up, and Poppy jokingly says, you're really trying to impress the team with baked goods? And she's like, yeah, she's just joking. So yeah, so anyway, yeah. So she, so yeah, so yeah, so Poppy really wants to be a jammer, but she's like, well, Jimena is like, Mariana, you would be a perfect jammer. Yeah. And that makes Poppy kind of upset. So basically, she pushes during practice. Mariana's trying to push through the blockade, but she pushes Mariana aside, and her man's like, what the crap was that? And she's like, I was just trying to get Mariana angry again. But she's like, one more stuff like that, and it's bye bye Poppy to the team. Bye bye team. Bye bye Poppy. So anyway, yeah, so she kicked Poppy off the team. So anyway, yeah, so Aaron and Callie are in Callie's bedroom, and Steph comes in, and they have to, disperse, and she's like, maybe we should do this alone. And she's like, hey, do you know Cole? And he's like, yeah, I know Cole. He's a pretty cool guy. So basically, yeah. So Callie goes and she talks to Cole, and and it's basically and it's basically like it's basically like it's basically he's seeing someone named Melissa, and he's like, hey, to make sure Aaron wants to sleep with you, pull on his shirt. So yeah, so Aaron's pretty mad. He's like, why when Callie said she talked to Cole about them, he's like, why did you go talk to Cole about us? Like, come on, Callie, I don't want to sleep with you right now. And she's like, she's just tired of boys telling her what to do. So basically, she goes to AJ, and she's dating Aaron. He's like, of course you are, and yeah, and he's like, of course you are. I knew that guy. I knew that guy liked you from day one. So yeah, so she's like, I just want to apologize. want to apologize for the kid, for you cheating on her with Dawn, cheating on her, him cheating on her with Dawn. And he's like, it's two-way street, Callie. They may end, and yeah, go. So, yeah, I think I got all that. Like, so anyway, yeah. So anyway, Jesus is talking to Emma at school. Not at school. He's talking to her from her phone while she's at school, and she's like, I know what you did to Brandon's door. So he's just is like, hey, why you tell him about your little room? And he's like, so she breaks up with him is, and he's like, he heard Mama talking, and basically they get into a fight, but it's like, whoa, Brandon, he has a TBI. He get knocked down again. What are you thinking? He's like, he shoved me first. And he's like, he has a TBI. Let's go back inside. So anyway, yeah. So that Jason's brain was playing with Grace to live with her, so he could live with his dad. But that's when he gets a call from when he's living with his dad. He's talking to AJ about marriage and about how Anna doesn't want commitment and yeah. So anyway, he gets a call. So Brandon's just sitting along talking to Grace about how he has to live with his dad. But when he gets a call from a very familiar ex-girlfriend of his, Courtney, and she's like, hey Brandon, I need some help. And that's basically help is babysitting her son, Mason, and yeah. And even Grace comes up by and he's like, I texted you, and I texted you that I was busy, and she's like, I'm doing one thing a day that scares her, free, no technology, and she's like, what's going on here? And that's when she sees Mason, and it's basically, so yeah, so they're basically having fun with Mason, until Mason, it's like, hey Brandon, when are you gonna move back with him and Courtney? And basically that's when Grace is like, hey, your parents will let you live with me for a couple days, but they'll let you move in with your ex-girlfriend, your last girlfriend, and her toddler. But he's like, they didn't basically move in with her, but you're right. He was they're moving too fast, and he got in over his head with Courtney. So yeah, so let me see Courtney, and she's basically, actually we see Courtney at the end of the episode, and she's like, she's like, that she doesn't, that she's living in a motel. So Brandon's like, hey, Gabe's gonna be gone for a little while. Why don't you sleep in there? Why don't you sleep in the garage? So yeah, so why does Courtney live in a motel? That's my question. Like, did she lose the house that she and Brandon were living in season 4? Did she sell it? If she sold it, that money would have went back to Brandon since he paid the guy for the house. Or did she not want to live in it anymore? I don't know. But she should still have the house that she and Brandon lived in season 4. I don't know why she doesn't live in there anymore. Or if she sold it, the money would have went back to Brandon. I don't know. But they never explain this. But yeah, well anyway. So yeah, so yeah, so anyway. So yeah. So yeah. So yeah, so and anyway. So anyway, so yeah, so yeah. So basically, that wraps up this episode of the Fosters. I really enjoyed this episode. Next episode will be interesting, but this episode is really good. So anyway, yeah, this episode was really good. So anyway, yeah, so yeah, yeah, Foster. So yeah, so yeah, so yeah, so yeah, so yeah. So, like, comment, subscribe. I'll do that one from tonight. And I'll see you next. The Fosters. I'll see. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll be there one from night. And I'll see you next. The Fosters. Pew, 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 pew.